guys, welcome to the Mission Week orientation video. We're super excited that you're joining us for Mission Week.
So I just want to give you like a quick start off here about what it means and what this Mission Week means. And so at first, to be a part of the mission of God, number one means that we are participating as disciples of Jesus and living as he taught us to live. So our focus for this Mission Week is on what does it mean to be a disciple. So we're going to be going over various discipleship practices. We're actually going to have a booklet for you guys, so when you go home, you can take it and have something to remember and refresh back through. And so parents, I encourage you to ask your youth to check out that booklet and talk about the different discipleship practices they went over this week. So I think it's just really important to start off and talk about some of our COVID safety precautions and how we're approaching this for this Mission Week. Now, these are uncertain times, and there really are different perspectives ranging from more precautious to more open about how we're participating in life with other people. And that really also depends on whether you have others in your family and in your circle that you spend a lot of time with, whether there are people that are at high risk for this disease. But here's how we're approaching it, is that we're going to be in small groups in our host homes. And so these are going to be kind of like the little discipleship groups. You can imagine it like a small monastery where they're going to be sitting together, living together, sharing life together for a week. So for those groups, it's not realistic to be able to have any social distancing. So we're limiting the exposure of that to these small groups, and that's going to be our goal for the entire week. So there will be, depending on the size of the group, anywhere between 6 and 10 people total, and that's what will be during the week. Now, when we're in those small groups, we're not going to be asking anyone wear masks, again, because we're going to be so close, it just doesn't really make any sense. But when we have larger groups, not just in those small pods of the youth and their leaders, we are going to be doing our best to keep social distancing practices. When we're unable to be 6 feet apart if we're within 6 feet for more than 15 minutes, we will be asking everyone to wear a mask. So everyone, all the youth, please make sure you bring a mask on the trip. Now, one of the things that you may be talking about or wondering about is at the end of the week, we are going to do a trip to the beach. Now, we'll have all the details for you about what that trip looks like, but hopefully to just provide some clarity to what that's going to look like is Friday afternoon, all of the groups, we're going to be heading up to the Pocomoke State River Campground that's in Maryland. Now, this is a state campground that I've reserved. I've actually scouted the whole area. We have a set of 8 campgrounds that are on one side on the very end of the campground, and we have showers right next to us. And so we're going to have plenty of space to spread out within our own group, but we're also going to be separate from other campers. And so this is just going to be for Friday night, where we'll be able to have multiple fires and roast hot dogs over the fire. And at night, we can have a time of worship together. But actually on Saturday morning from there, we're going to head to the beach for the most of the day and then come back. But again, with that time, we're going to be doing our best to make sure that we are completely socially distanced from other groups that are not part of ours, and even within our own group, trying to keep the pods and the groups as separate as possible.
So a little bit more about the camping. We will be obviously separating girls and boys, so don't need to worry about that. So boys and girls are going to be in separate tents, and they're going to have their own leaders with their host home that they've been traveling with the whole week. So they will be in their little pod with their leader at a separate campsite. So we have a packing list for everybody, and this is what you guys should bring. A Bible and notebook. That is really important because we want you guys to be journaling everything that you're thinking and reflecting on and blah, 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 all that stuff. So a Bible, notebook, pen and pencil, towel, modest bathing suit, clothes that can get dirty, including long pants. Okay, so service projects we're going to be doing are outside, and some require long pants just to protect your legs and just make sure like you don't get, it's just to protect you. Also, clothes that can get dirty. Some of you guys will be painting, or just there's mud flying everywhere, so just bring clothes that you don't really care about all that much. Next, toiletries, deodorant, so important. Bring deodorant, so important. Shower stuff, toothbrush, etc. You guys know what toiletries are. A sleeping bag and pillow because we will be camping and that's important. Flashlight, pajamas, closed-toed shoes. Please bring sandals only for the beach and wear closed-toed shoes everywhere else. Okay. Sunscreen, bug spray, water bottle with your name on it so it doesn't get lost. Light jacket, a face mask covering that we talked about earlier. Sunglasses, some spending moolah if you would like. Work gloves to protect your hands. And a camping chair, cereal for breakfast. Bring your own cereal so that every morning you can eat your cereal for breakfast. And any prescription meds you have, please let your host home or your youth leader know about your prescription meds before you just, I don't know. Make sure that they know that it's prescription stuff.
And so just as a reminder too about the camping, we're providing the tents. It's just really important that you bring a sleeping bag and a pillow. If you have a camping mat that you want to be a little more comfortable, you're more than welcome to bring that. We'll have space to store our extra stuff here at the church or up at the offices in the Sprinkle House during the week, so you won't have to carry that around with you all week long. And also, I think it needs to be said, don't bring anything illegal, no controlled substances, right? Like narcotics or alcohol, tobacco, no weapons, anything like that. That definitely, there's no place of any of that here on a church trip. So just want to make sure that's said. All right, so drop-off time and location will be at 500 Still Meadow Lane. That's the Sprinkle House offices right here at the church. 9 a.m. is going to be, we'll have an orientation. During that time, we'll have a packet for you that will have all the details about everyone that's in your child's group, all the contact information for all the leaders, and then a schedule of where they're going to be throughout the week, as well as emergency contact and all the details about where we're going to be camping and what beach we're going to go to, and as well as my contact information, which we'll have, and that'll be in all this communication as well. Then pickup time is going to be Saturday night. So the plan is that Saturday morning we'll head off from our campground, and then that's about 45 to 50 minutes from Ocean City Beach. So then we're going to be going to the beach, and we will return after eating dinner at about 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Now what I would expect is I will go ahead and send out a communication to everyone, or have someone from our team to make sure that, to give a better estimate of when we will be arriving. And you can expect when you pick up your child that we will have a time to kind of download and reflect on the week with your youth. And so there'll be a time to pray and reflect on that together before you leave. So just plan on giving about 30 minutes when you arrive to actually kind of do like a debrief time for the week. One of the most important things that we can do as people who are shepherding and discipling these young people, right? Whether it's a leader as part of the group or whether you're a parent of the youth, is to pray for our youth, right? God calls us to pray, and that prayer not only is powerful, but it forms us, it forms our hearts. And so if you would pray for our youth, for our leaders, would you pray for open hearts? Would you pray that the Holy Spirit would come and he would speak to all of us that are part of this trip, that God would be glorified through this experience? I want to be praying for you and the families that for many of you, this may be the first time sending off your children to let other people care for them for this amount of time, that you would experience the peace and trust of God through that God has his hand on this entire thing. And then just pray for safe travels and a straight path that as the Lord has led us and led our team, an entire team that we have that has been planning this trip.
Okay guys, that concludes the Mission Week video, and all the details that have been said in here are going to be written out in an email that we will send to you guys, so you don't have to go back and search for, what we're saying. Okay, see ya at Mission Week.
Peace.